Hey, what's up guys, it's Common Name Review here. Welcome to my review of oh my god. Screw this. There you go, I just teleported a whole bunch of my hair off my head. Somehow turned the light on too. Okay, anyway. I wonder where that hair went. Anyway, Doctor Who The Hartnell Years. This was a thing that they made in like the 90s. Ooh, the light's reflecting off of it. They decided to band up and make little tributes to each of the Doctors and include the Daleks and Cybermen too in the 60s. And for some reason they didn't make one for the 5th Doctor or anyone after the 6th Doctor. Into the review. What, no sound? No click? It just comes out like that. Okay. Even the disc is making little reflections of the light right there. Ah, I was watching the Big Bang Theory. I'm always watching the Big Bang Theory. If you want me guys to do Big Bang Theory videos one day, always open for suggestions, just letting you know. I also got a Firefly here, whatever that show is. Apparently it was a popular show back in the day. Maybe I should just do like a video about all these DVDs I have on my shelf. A Quantum Leap, Sliders, a couple seasons of The Amazing Race here and there. Oh, I can't even see my reflection in here. Hey guys, I can see you too. And the light on for the band. There we go. Remember every time that VHS would play, it would start with that little play sign? FBI warning. Federal law provides secure civil and criminal penalties for the oh, okay, never mind. It was made by Warner Brothers, eh? Oh, Warner Home Video, I mean. Yeah, it's Warner Brothers. What else would the B stand for? Yeah, it was made by the BBC. Blah, blah, blah. Who else was it made by? What the heck is this? Screw this. What is this? What the heck is all this stuff? I better not be called for copyright, by the way, because you, BBC, don't seem too concerned about releasing this, because it doesn't have an official DVD release, or any other plans for an official DVD release. I had to track this down on VHS, and then well, actually, it was someone else who gave it to me for a birthday present, I think. Oh yeah, they're counting down the Doctors. Hey, here comes the first Doctor. That's shaky camera work right there. 43 Wales Farm Road. Where is 43 Wales Farm Road? This guy's in the garage, I see, eh? Who is this guy? Quality acting right there.
Hello. Who is this guy?
Hello.
A celebration.
Who is this guy?
Doctor Who that started what was to become an internationally popular series and very much.
Sylvester McCoy, never heard of him.
First things first.
Ooh, it's magic. Come on. I can do stuff with the snap of the finger, too.
William Hartnell was born.
More history, I see.
1908. His first stage appearance was in 1924.
Yeah, okay, cool. Pretty sure you can find this stuff on YouTube or somewhere. But yeah, you're basically talking about the history of the show. And where is this?
I'm here at the BBC Enterprises exhibition store in West London.
Oh, okay.
Now, as you can see,
Is this like the Doctor Who experience of the 90s?
Props, scripts. Oh, good gracious. This one was used by my companion Ace in a story called Remembrance of the Daleks.
Wait, what was this guy in Doctor Who or something? What? So if you've watched some of my past videos, or if you're just a Doctor Who fan in general, you probably know that a lot of episodes were junked in the 60s. And as you know, they were released on a Lost in Time DVD, but before that even, this was pretty much the Lost in Time of the 90s. So they decided to use this to show some of the rare episodes of the Hartnell years. Get it, William Hartnell? First Doctor. William Hartnell was the guy who played the First Doctor, so the Hartnell years, the years where they played the First Doctor. But first up is a special episode called the Pilot episode, a special version of the very first episode of Doctor Who, An Unearthly Child, which actually I really haven't actually reviewed. So here we are, review of the Pilot episode. Let's get What the heck? Yes, indeed, there were several changes in the pilot episode. Well, technically, this was the original stuff that was changed for An Unearthly Child, but yeah, that included an explosion in the theme song. Ooh. When the police guard is walking through in the beginning of the story, there's the sound of a clock chime, which wasn't in the original. Still, however, remains the title card to be An Unearthly Child. The episode is basically the same except for a few throwaway lines here and there. Like, in their broadcasted version, Barbara says, "There was a big wall on one side, houses on the other, and nothing in the middle. And that nothing in the middle is number 76 Totter's Lane." However, in this one he says, "There was a big wall on one side, houses on the other, and nothing in the middle except this junkyard. And that is number 76 Totter's Lane." Susan also fumbles a line here and there, and when she tries to explain the Beatles, she's just like, "They've gone from 2 to 19 to 2, sort of thing. Like, is there like a giant light shining in their face, or is this just how the VHS turned out, or how the episode turned out? And Barbara got stuck in a doorway. That didn't happen in the broadcasted version. Seriously, look at this. Like, what is wrong with the lighting? Like this isn't just a trick of the camera. Like this is like the light. Like, look at the lighting. Another noticeable difference in the line of dialogue is when Ian asks Susan to have a lift, she, instead of her saying, "I rather like walking in the dark," she says, "I rather like walking in the what? I rather like walking..." Now I'm fumbling lines. "I'd rather like walking in the what?"
No, thank you, Mr. Chesterton. I rather like walking in the English fog.
In the English fog? It seems like they're trying to expand the viewer's vocabulary. Ian uses the word deprive. There are so many words out there that, like, why do we even do Shakespeare in English class? It's not even English anymore. Like, they teach us Old English, but, like, it's not, I don't know. Like if you want to learn about it, okay, that's why in high school you can choose your courses, but then there are occasionally the course here and there where it's like, "We demand that you take this course," and then you're learning, like, math, like, a whole bunch of, like, y2 minus y1 equals this, and then you're just like, when am I going to use this in real life? Like, if you're into that kind of stuff, okay, but make it an optional course, not a mandatory one. Okay, seriously, what is wrong with the lighting? It's like they're blurry in the background. Another noticeable difference here is that when Barbara and Ian leave, in the broadcasted version, Susan looks at the book that Barbara gave her and then says, "Well, that's not right," as if she knows that something's wrong with the book because she's time traveled there. But Horace learned it in history because of Gallifrey. There's a thing on my camera saying that the light's too high up and I need to dial it down. But in this one, instead, she just takes out a painting and then doodles on it for some reason. No reason. And then it just resembles the TARDIS console, kind of. And she's just like, for some reason, because she's really scared. It was kind of weird on there, because the lighting was so bad that you couldn't really see it. Like, find one on, like, online, because then it's much clearer to see the drawing that she's writing. There it was just like, it looked like part of it was white, because it's so bright. Also, when Barbara and Ian are in the car, well, not really, most of these things are taking place at the car, Barbara also fumbles the line. He's like, "I don't know how to explain that a 15-year-old girl does not know how many shillings there are in a pound." And also, when Barbara's like, she says she thought we were on the decimal system, and he's like, "Decimal system?" And then it has like a long awkward pause for like 5 seconds. And also here, kind of cut off Ian's voice here when he's talking about, like, well, he's talking about how they're trying to teach him science, and Barbara's just like, "And she knew the answer before you started." And he's just like, "Well, not quite. The answer simply didn't interest her." But in this one, it kind of cuts it completely off, and he's like, "Well, not quite." And then starts to fade away to the scene, and he's like, "The answer," and then his voice just completely has faded away. It's odd though, because, like, Barbara was a history teacher and Ian was a science teacher, so supposedly they wanted to use those skills in the show. Because, like, remember how I said there used to be a pattern, like An Unearthly Child was cavemen, the Daleks was sci-fi, Marco Polo was historical, Keys of Marinus was sci-fi, Aztecs was historical, Sensorites was sci-fi, Reign of Terror was historical. Apparently that was supposed to be it, historical alien, and they just wanted to, like, throw in, you know, some history lessons, but still add in a few sci-fi ideas here and there. Occasionally Barbara was using her knowledge of history. In fact, in The Time Meddler, the Doctor's like, "I do miss Barbara and her history lessons," because Barbara had just left and they had landed in Viking times. Yeah, like, was Ian supposed to use some of his science knowledge? Because I don't recall him ever using it. Oh, by the way, I have a second channel where me and my dad are marathoning through all of Doctor Who, if you want to know. you know, his opinions. And yeah, it's my second channel, Caroloo the Second, Carerealoo space THE space 2ND. But yeah, sometimes I miss a bit of knowledge in my own review, but then when we're watching the show, me and my dad, we're just like, that's a cool point, and then I write it down, and then I always read off that thing, and then we go off everything that we've written down in the episode. Yeah, go check. When they're talking about Susan in the junkyard, and then and they're talking about how she could possibly be meeting a boy, but then Barbara in the broadcasted version says, well, it would be so wonderfully normal, but in this one he says, well, it would be so normal. Seriously, you take out the word wonderfully, that just makes the sentence sound dull. Normal. In this scene here, when Ian goes over and loses his flashlight down the drain, first of all, you can't tell that he lost his flashlight. They're so quiet here. The only way that you can tell that is that Barbara says use a match. But yeah, Ian knocks over a statue there. They do a good job at just casually doing it. The producers were just like, if you mess something up, just keep on going. And they're just like, okay. That is kind of how it worked in the 60s. When Barbara and Ian are filling the police box and Ian's about to say, it's alive, the cameraman does a trip himself here. See? Also, when the doctor opens the TARDIS briefly, Susan's like, oh, there you are, grandfather, in the broadcasted version, but in here, she's just like, oh, there you are. But, also when Ian says that they're gonna go get a policeman, and the doctor's just like, I don't think so, young man, in the broadcasted version, but here he's just like, I think not. Susan even says, when she's trying to explain Ian and Barbara, instead of her saying, I was born in another time, in another world, like she did in the broadcasted version, but in here, she's just like, I was born in the 49th century, but it was too specific. Look at the poor guy here, he's just like, get that camera out of my face. When Susan opens the TARDIS door again, before Ian can say she is in there, the doctor already barges in. But what's really cool here is that there's a clip where it's a bad illusion, because you can kind of see the TARDIS doors right there, but you could see the inside of the TARDIS when they opened the door from the outside. That effect was never used in the classic series before, not until the new series in 2005. Instead, when they're asking the doctor, like, this is a ship, he's just like, yes, ship, this doesn't roll around on wheels, you know, in the broadcast version, but here he's just like, that's a word they use for any craft that doesn't roll around on wheels. Okay, I'm sorry, look at the scale, look at how the round things were, that little checkered pieces, but look how big this round thing is. Why is this round thing so big? Susan also wears different clothes when Ian and Barbara try to get out of the TARDIS. Instead of the boing sound of the broadcasted version, it's just a bang on the door and the doctor's like Also, during the pilot episode, the doors were constantly opening and the people who were filming it were just like, what's the door? That's the way to very funny. Also, when they electrify Ian, then Ian's like a little bit delayed on it. It goes and then Ian's just like, also, the doctor's just really aggressive here. It's almost as if Ian and Barbara are in, like, a haunted house and can't get out. So they didn't have the TARDIS sound effect in here. Instead, it's this sound effect. Ooh, a shadow.
I'm sure you agree. An example of first-class science fiction.
Sure, bud.
Seriously, though.
Also, when they are going over the decimal system, and the pilot Barbara's just like, the United States has a decimal system, you know perfectly well that. And the student's like, yes, of course, yeah. She was supposed to be interrupting Barbara. Instead, Barbara just seems to stop half-sentence and just wait for Susan. So as you saw, we then cut back to Celestial McCoy, who says some of that stuff, like how Susan said that she was born in the 49th century in the pilot, but in the broadcasted version, she just says, I was born in another time, another world. And then they even show the clip from An Unearthly Child, for those who don't have the VHS tape, I guess. Seriously? And also how the TARDIS noise and the doors opening. He does mention, however, that that is the only time that we ever heard the TARDIS noise on the inside. Maybe that's why it was weird beeping noises in the pilot. Maybe it was only heard on the outside. But anyway, then we move on to the Crusades episode 3, which at the time was the only surviving episode of the story. At the time of filming this, there's episode 1 as well, but you can watch my review of the Crusades for that. Why have to tilt your hat towards her? Also, Sylvester McCoy says that this is episode 3 of The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, that was the title of the episode. The story was the Crusades, though. Whatever. For some reason, out of nowhere, we get this clip from The Edge of Destruction in Danish, of all languages. It's kind of funny, though, hearing them talk. In fact, I think in The Edge of Destruction, there is a special feature where you can get this. Yeah, I know, right? And then we cut back to Sylvester McCoy, and then we watch an episode of the Celestial Toymaker, and while he doesn't say, Part 4 of the Fantastic Celestial Toymaker. Oh wait. Occasionally on the column thing that shows Stephen Dodo and Cyril how many spaces to go forward/back if they miss the turn. Unfortunate reference, but the lighting is so bright that you can't even see what it says on the column. So you have to just take their word for it, because the lights are on so much that you can't see it. Seriously, like, how can you even see the numbers in that thing in the middle? Look, can you read that? Can you read that? What do you mean you can't even see it? What's interesting though is that the title card for the next episode actually is still technically missing, and in fact the proof of it is kind of here. Just cuts straight to the credits. I mean, it was shown in the Lost in Time and the reconstruction because they edited it. What was that? Edited it in. And then cut back to Sylvester McCoy, and then he says the final goodbye speech. Wait, is he the doctor or something? Oh yeah, that's who he is.
And the mantle of responsibility fell on Catching Trap. That's the story.
Glad they've all become Hartnell. So that is the end. Would I recommend it? Well, it's nothing they haven't already seen before. It's just basically, a history. I just got it because I want my, I was more of a completionist, but so yeah, you can go check it out. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like so that I know that you enjoyed. And if you didn't like, please leave a dislike so that I know that you didn't enjoy it. Leave a comment down below if you liked the channel, why, because it feels something to get some motivation and encouragement. And if you didn't like it, please leave a comment down below saying why you didn't like it so that I can improve for next time. Otherwise, I won't be able to improve. Just if you dislike is a 4 like. And subscribe so that you know when my next video comes out. Thanks again so much for watching. And as always, I will see you next time. Bye bye. Couldn't do anything to help.